Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking part 5 of the AI Agent Factory curriculum, and honestly, we're taking a really structured look at the massive economic and technological shift that's driving the OpenClaw developer revolution. Whether you're an experienced developer or just someone trying to figure out where on earth the software industry is heading in 2026, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to break down exactly how you transition from being a simple AI user to actually building, monetizing, and publishing your own AI applications on what's rapidly becoming the defining platform of our era.
Let's kick things off with a quote from NVIDIA's Jensen Huang at GTC 2026 because it completely nails the sheer magnitude of the shift we're dealing with. He said, "Every company in the world today needs to have an OpenClaw strategy, an agentic system strategy. This is the new computer." And you know what? The data completely backs up that bold claim. Think about this for a second. OpenClaw achieved in mere weeks what Linux took 30 years to do. It became the largest, most popular, and fastest-growing open-source project in history. NVIDIA even built NemoClaw directly on top of it. It effectively turns any standard computer into an AI agent platform that you can just ping via WhatsApp, Telegram, or really any messaging channel.
So, why are we focusing so heavily on this right now? Well, because we are looking at the defining market opportunity of 2026. Right now, there is this massive gaping hole in the market between companies that desperately need digital employees, what the source calls digital FTEs, or full-time equivalents, and the developers who actually know how to build them. Every single industry is hunting for this. A law firm needs a contract reviewer that works flawlessly at 2 a.m. A medical clinic needs a triage agent that speaks 3 different languages on demand. A tutoring company needs an educator that literally never sleeps. The tools to build these agents? They exist. The platform exists. What doesn't exist yet is a critical mass of developers who can take the idea of an AI employee and turn it into a published, money-making product.
And the global explosion of demand for this is just unprecedented. Our source highlights how OpenClaw triggered what the BBC actually called a national frenzy in China. The scale of adoption is staggering. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of GitHub stars and forks in just weeks. Chinese developers immediately jumped in to integrate it with DeepSeek and massive domestic super apps like WeChat. It got so intense that tech giants like Tencent and Baidu literally set up physical locations where people waited in line to get free, customized versions. We even saw local governments stepping up. Wuxi City alone offered up to 5 million yuan in incentives just for manufacturing applications. Though, actually, it's worth noting that this explosive growth also prompted government cybersecurity authorities to step in and flag risks about improper installation, which really just highlights the urgent need for developers who can build these tools safely and professionally.
To ground all this hype in some practical reality, take a look at this number, 200. Our source shares this fascinating anecdote about an IT engineer who customized his own OpenClaw agent just to manage his online shop. He used the agent to automatically list 200 products, complete with better descriptions and automatic competitor price comparisons, in exactly 2 minutes. Before OpenClaw, that exact same workload consumed his entire day. That is the true economic impact of this technology at the individual level.
Section 1. The Developer's Journey, from User to Publisher.
To help bridge the gap between being just an impressed observer and becoming a published application developer, the curriculum gives you this exact roadmap through chapters 56 to 60. Part 5 is designed with a really specific focus. In the earlier parts, you were learning how to think with AI, right? But here, you're building on a platform that already handles all the messy, under-the-hood stuff, the messaging, security, scheduling, orchestration, so you can focus entirely on making your application valuable. It's a beautifully structured path. You start in Chapter 56 in the experience phase, just installing OpenClaw and building a working AI employee. Then you move to Extend in Chapter 57, adding new capabilities. By Chapter 58, you're in the build phase, creating a complex 9-tool product called TutorClaw with real Stripe integration. Chapter 59 tackles the Understand phase, where we dive into the wild economics of these apps. And finally, in Chapter 60, you hit the Publish phase, document your architecture, and push your release to ClawHub. You start out as a user, and you finish as a published developer on the new computer.
Now, you might be thinking, do I need a massive server farm to do this? The crucial point is how incredibly accessible it is to start. For Chapter 56, your prerequisites are basically nothing. You don't need a supercomputer. You just need to install Node.js version 22 or higher, which is completely free. You need a standard WhatsApp account, though Telegram or Discord work too if you prefer, and you can deploy your very first AI employee in under an hour using Google Gemini's free tier as your default model. The whole platform is model agnostic, meaning any capable model works, which makes that initial deployment basically frictionless.
Then, as you advance into Chapter 57, the training wheels come off, but in a really clever way. You're going to use Claude Code and a specific skill called the MCP Builder to create Model Context Protocol, or MCP servers. What's revolutionary here is the workflow itself. You literally just describe what you need, and Claude Code actually writes the code to extend your agent's capabilities. It's this awesome describe, steer, verify workflow that lets you seamlessly connect new, complex tools directly to your agent without drowning in boilerplate code.
Section 2. Flipping traditional SaaS economics.
The financial incentives of building these AI agents completely rewrite the rules of traditional software. This is not just a tech shift, it is a fundamental change in how software businesses are built and monetized. Get a load of the staggering number: 89%. According to the curriculum, when you build on an agent OS that handles all the heavy lifting, like orchestration and security, your cost structure changes dramatically. You're able to achieve gross margins that approach an astonishing 89%. You're going to learn exactly why agent applications completely flip the traditional software as a service model, and we're doing it with real numbers, not just fluffy business theory.
So in Chapter 58, you actually put those economic theories into practice. You'll learn exactly how to realize those incredible margins by building a full product called OpenClaw. And listen, this isn't some toy app. It's a robust 9-tool product. You'll learn how to implement tiered access control, meaning different users get access to different capabilities. You'll integrate Stripe payments directly into the agent's workflow. And you'll learn how to leverage the near-zero marginal cost of operating this software to build a highly profitable business architecture.
Section 3. Open versus managed platforms.
Now, while OpenClaw is phenomenal, the whole industry is moving at lightning speed. We are watching the opening salvos of an impending war over where exactly these AI agents will ultimately live, operate, and who controls them. This really highlights the fundamental tension dividing the market right now. On one side, you've got OpenClaw. It's open source, runs on your own hardware, you choose the model, and you own the data. It is all about multi-vendor freedom. But on the other side are source notes that Anthropic is testing a platform called Conway. Conway is a managed, always-on agent platform. It lives as a persistent sidebar on your system, has native Chrome integration, and uses webhook triggers that can actually wake the agent without a human ever prompting it. But it's not open source and it's not model agnostic. It represents a massive bet that most users will happily trade ultimate control for seamless, out-of-the-box convenience.
If this sounds familiar, well, it absolutely should. We've seen this movie before in tech history. Think of Linux versus Mac OS, or self-hosted WordPress versus managed Shopify, or Android's open ecosystem versus iOS. Every major AI lab, from OpenAI to Google, wants to be the runtime environment, not just the underlying model. The reality is the open and managed AI layers will coexist. The open layer will always win on flexibility and cost control, while the managed layer will win on onboarding speed and integrated tooling. Neither approach is going to kill the other one off.
And that is exactly why this curriculum focuses relentlessly on principles over platform-specific procedures. You aren't just learning to depend on one single runtime. The MCP server protocols you build, they speak a language that Conway, OpenClaw, and every serious platform already supports. You'll learn to use architecture decision records, or ADRs, which teach you to professionally document why you made a choice, like understanding why 6 attempts failed before the 7th model finally clicked. And the tiered monetization models you build are enduring business patterns, not just fleeting platform features. These are the deep skills that will outlast any single platform war.
So, we're going to wrap up with a rather stark question, echoing a warning directly from a Chinese state newspaper about this exact technological wave. They warned that missing this shift was akin to raising lobsters, meaning you're stuck doing irrelevant, outdated work while the whole world just passes you by. The tools are here. The platform is ready. The defining opportunity of 2026 is sitting right in front of us. The only question left is, are you ready to learn the enduring principles and actually build on the new computer, or will you sit back and let this incredible opportunity pass you by?